Hey everybody, welcome to our Friday stream. It is February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hello.
Valentine's Day, Lovebird.
We've had a big week this past week. We just got back from Los Angeles where we attended the Annie Awards, which was very cool. I got a major award.
Major award, and you won it.
And I won it. It was fun. And I was very honored to receive the Winsor McKay Award for lifetime contributions. I've still got a lot of career left, I'm hoping. So I feel like it's a little early. I don't know that I've done enough for that, but it's an incredible honor to receive that. And there it is. It's right above my head.
Congratulations on your retirement.
It's right there. Yeah, right. There it is. But
Bring it over. Should we show it to the people?
Sure. You want to grab it real quick?
Just because it's cool that it actually spins.
Yeah. There it is. So that's what it looks like. Hey, Mama.
You can drink tea out of it.
Yeah, I can drink tea out of it. Actually, we were gonna put guacamole in it. But
Just kidding.
no, we weren't really gonna do that. But this is it. It really spins, and it's a heck of an honor. And so I will definitely spend the rest of my career trying to live up to what it represents. So. Anyway, it was really a lot of fun, and we are back now, catching up with everything. And I've got Dustin over here. I've got Nick over here.
Hello.
And like we always do, we're going to tell you about some of the deals that are going on over at CreatureArtTeacher.com, and then we're going to get into our Valentine's Day themed image.
Yes, so since it's Valentine's Day, we are running our annual Valentine's Day sale. Use promo code ARTLOVE, that's all one word, ARTLOVE, at CreatureArtTeacher.com, and you can get 35% off any annual membership order, class order, brush set, photo pack, what have you. Minimum order $5, and it does exclude the lifetime membership. But anyway, go on over to CreatureArtTeacher.com, get 35% off your entire order. Promo code ARTLOVE. We've also got a bunch of brand new courses out on the website. We've got Drawing Animals from Life with Aaron Blaze, which has been extremely popular. People love the course. It came together really well. It's our newest course from Aaron. That's on sale, and you can use that promo code for it. We've got a brand new course from two-time Emmy Award winner Kevin Dieters, Constructing the Perfect Pitch. It's an amazing course where he takes you through basically how to create a pitch from beginning to end, and he develops like a whole show. And for people who don't know, Kevin Dieters is the showrunner for Monsters at Work on Disney+. He's also the genius behind the Prep and Landing specials, both of which are Emmy winners. Head on over to CreatureArtTeacher.com and learn more. We've got some more later in the event, but I guess we can take it back on over to Aaron.
Yeah, I'm just pulling this up. When you said Art Love, that was a project we did a while back. Remember the Art Love? Spread the Love.
Art Love.
This was a little piece of animation I did as a little piece for the Spread the Love segment, and it was a couple of bears standing up, there was a polar bear and a grizzly bear, and they hug each other. Hey, I love you. I love you too, man.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, remember that? That was fun. So, but today we thought it would be fun to. We were talking about what to do today. We were thinking about doing. Our good friend Martin Berger suggested we do a daily draw. Sorry, I didn't get the daily draw done yesterday. I've been swamped with work and I just wasn't able to get to it. But we decided ultimately, it's Valentine's Day. We don't want to waste the fact that it's Valentine's Day. So we thought we would do a Valentine's Day themed image.
We're going to rename it the Mostly Daily Draw.
The Mostly Daily Drawing. So we're doing our daily drawing now. But today's image, we started thinking about, well, there's foxes, we wanted to do an animal. And foxes are red, there's red foxes, I should say. The color of Valentine's Day. So why not do a pair of foxes in a little heart shape?
Ooh.
Yeah. So I scribbled something really fast before we started. And this is going to be my basis. So here's our heart shape. Then within this silhouette, this shape, I am going to create a pair of foxes in love.
On YouTube, Art of V Bean says, "Happy early birthday, Aaron."
Oh yeah, thanks. I forgot about that.
Just a couple days till your birthday.
Yeah. I lost track of those things. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Leaker on TikTok says, "No way, he has a TikTok."
Sure do. We're on there now.
I have a talk that ticks.
And Hansi asks, "Can we watch your new polar bear short film if we're not in the U.S.?"
You will eventually. I don't know where you are, but we're going to be in Eindhoven, Netherlands, in March, and we're going to be screening it there, March 15th, 6th, 17th, something
Yes.
like that.
I'm not sure the exact date, but we're going to be there over that whole window. Go to We Are Playgrounds.
We are the world.
.nl. We Are Playgrounds.nl. You can learn more about their upcoming events. Aaron's going to be in Eindhoven in March, and then also in Berlin in May.
Yes. So if y'all are around, we would love to see you. So the goal here is to keep that silhouette. I want to work within that silhouette. Silhouette.
And that silhouette.
I want her to have eyes.
Leaker says, "I'm in shock. My favorite artist got TikTok."
Been on there for a while now. Yeah.
That's shocking. No, I've been on for quite a while.
Follow us at Aaron Blaze Art.
Aaron Blaze.
So I'm having her kind of within the silhouette. She's looking back. Here's a silhouette for him, but she's coming this way.
Facebook question. Aaron, have you ever been to Samburu National Park or Lake Nakuru?
That's funny you say that. I have been to Samburu National Park. When the first time I went to Africa in 1998, I went to our first stop was Samburu. It's a dangerous park now, I think. They've had some problems with bandits and stuff coming in.
I know I shouldn't make light of anything like that, but for some reason, when you say problem with bandits, it just strikes me like an old timey like.
Well, that's how I know, and I felt the same way when they mentioned it to us when we were there. When we were there, we were able to go. The last time when you and I went, or actually, no, I'm sorry, when I went in 2012, we weren't able. No one was able to go to the park because of kidnappings and stuff, and bandits coming in and stuff. And they called it bandits. That was their term, not mine.
No, I know.
Yeah, no, but it was. I thought the same thing. It was funny. No, it's not funny, but yeah.
Strange Cookie says, "Hey, new animator here.
Hey!
Do you have any tips for spacing and timing?"
Yes, it's one of those things that over time you'll get better at. You'll get a kind of an instinct for. Right now, nowadays, as new animators, it's never been easier to figure out timing and spacing because you're able to, if you're working digitally, especially, you're able to just move things on the timeline instantly. Whereas, back when we were working on paper, we had to, back in my day, we had to, make our adjustments on our exposure sheet and then go back and reshoot the whole thing. And sometimes, you know, you've got a shoot that might take an hour. You know, you got enough drawings.
An hour?
An hour. Or
That is too long to do anything.
Actually, or 2 hours, actually. Yeah, when you got a 2-hour shoot and then something messes up and you got to figure it out again, then, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the keister. In the keister.
Keister.
But yeah, it's something that you will, over time, get better at. And you'll get, like I said, an instinct for. I don't want this to be too overtly.
Elysier Malka says, "Are you able to show my son your Wacom? He would like to see what you're drawing."
Yeah.
There's the camera.
I can, or do you want to? Or?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay.
I'll get it. If you ask, we shall receive. Go to just the screen for a second, Justin.
Yes. There we go.
No, sorry. Just the screen.
Oh, there's a screen. Oh, sorry. My apologies.
Just while I'm moving it around so it doesn't get all.
So we don't get it so motion sick.
Yeah.
Gonna make people.
Okay, that should be good. Go back. There we go. Look at that, Aaron. Perfect.
So there I am. See, it's a nice, big, fat screen.
Look at this. It's a Wacom Cintiq 32.
Yeah.
They don't actually make this model anymore.
Yeah,
They have
unfortunately.
the 27 though, which is just about the same actual drawing.
Yeah, because I've got, you can see all this empty space here. The
bezel.
27, that bezel, I guess, yeah. The 27 actually goes right to the edge now. So it's
Almost the same.
it's
drawing.
almost the same size right here.
That thing is just.
Oh, you feel that? You know what that is? See all that right there? That's all dried spit. That's all dried spit for me talking so much.
Oh, we just lost the viewers. Go to the. You want to go back to just the desktop? There you go. Thank you. So there you go. You know it's live. Hopefully, I got that camera in position. It's good.
You right? Perfect. Is it all good?
It's a little high. A little high. South Park reference.
Don't forget your time.
Aaron, will you be showing Snow Bear in Berlin on the 12th and 13th?
Yes, I
I
will.
believe that is the plan. Yeah, we're going to be doing a whole panel and screening.
Do you animate for any big companies?
I used to animate for Disney. I was with Disney for 21 years. Where I was an animator and director. I directed Brother Bear. But I worked on Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Mulan, Rescuers Down Under. I worked on a couple of Roger Rabbit shorts. And that was my life before I went independent.
Gonna go big time.
What kind of mount is that you're using with your Wacom? Is that one that comes with it?
No, I made it. I made it out of wood. Wood, good.
He built it. He fashioned it out of an old.
I made it.
So every time he says the good days, the old Disney days.
Yeah.
And for people just joining us, I want to let you know we've got our annual Valentine's Day sale going on. Go to CreatureArtTeacher.com. We've got over 800 hours of art lessons, animation courses, brush sets, photo packs. We've got an annual membership that gets you everything for the year, and you can get 35% off of all of that if you use promo code ARTLOVE, all one word. That sale ends Monday, so hurry up and get them this weekend only.
Monday.
35% off.
Get those Valentine's Day sales, brother. Emma Friend says, "Hi,
Hi.
I'm from France, and I love your work."
Thank you. We're going to be in Annecy, France in June.
And is it Krita, the drawing app? I believe it's the one
No.
that you're...
Krita.
that you're
We
doing.
are using Photoshop today.
Photoshop. That's your go-to.
Yes. Got to break the silhouette just a little bit with his ear. Sorry, go ahead.
Samika Blake on YouTube or Facebook asks, my 7-year-old would like to know what your favorite food is. I know that's kind of an odd question. I'm always telling him that a healthy diet is fuel for the body and mind. Now he's
Yes.
convinced that the key to being a good artist is caffeine and snacks.
Yes. So, yes. Sour Patch and pizza.
Kidding.
Pizza and Mountain Dew.
Actually, Aaron's a pretty healthy eater.
No, I'm very much a healthy eater. I don't. You wouldn't know it by my size, but I am a pretty healthy eater. I cook a lot. I love cooking. I love cooking as much as drawing and painting because I love eating.
Like the food you eat is healthy. It's the amount of food.
Yeah. So I'm actually for those of you that don't know, I am in the middle of a weight loss regimen, and I have lost 30 pounds in the last 3 months.
Facebook comment. Hi, I'm from Brooklyn.
Hi.
And I'm from Brooklyn, and I love you too, says Tony Cipriano Sculpture.
Tony Cipriano Sculpture.
Tony
For those of you that don't know,
Tony has a ton of awesome courses at CreatureArtTeacher. He teaches digital sculpture and traditional clay sculpture, and you can use that promo code ARTLOVE to get 35% off his courses as well.
I'm from Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
Tony's hilarious. He also
Danger.
designed the Mighty Ducks logo.
He did.
Bit of fun.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Liquor asked,
He loves talking about it.
how did you lose 30 pounds so fast?
Working hard.
Working hard. Not, I just stopped eating.
Working hard, hardly working.
That's 10 pounds a month. That's not actually it.
No, it's literally,
It's a
I've been
nice
losing
healthy-
2.5 pounds a week.
Yep.
So it's, I rounded up. It's been 27 pounds. So you caught me. I lied.
Liar! I keep talking about it, but I still need to get back on my lean cuisine diet.
Yeah.
That's what I did way back then, back in like 2012, I think it was 2012, 2013. At the time then, I was like 220, 230, and I went from that to 184 in about 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good there, Dust Butt.
Yeah, because lean cuisines have very, very low calorie. Like my diet was very calorie focused. Like I only ate a certain amount of calories per day.
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what any weight loss regimen is. It's you take in less calories than you burn. That's how you lose weight. Doesn't matter what kind of fat it is. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. How do you guys like
I
that?
really like the expressions.
Trying to get him to be getting the heart shape in there.
Well, it's working good. Got to get it in a way that they'll be similar in color, but not enough to
Yeah.
blow the heart shape. But then also looks really good.
Hey, thanks, man.
And I don't understand why on my end, everywhere else is fine, but every time I try to monitor the stream through TikTok itself on the web browser,
On the TikTok.
it would go for a little bit, but then the screen would freeze up. And I'm constantly having to refresh TikTok to keep the stream going for me to watch.
TikTok.
The TikTok.
I'm
Yeah, I
just
don't know
curious.
why
How many viewers do we have on TikTok?
Currently, as of right now, watching at this very moment, 41.
How many? 41?
41.
Yeah. Thanks for drawing that out.
I have 3.2 thousand likes.
All right, thanks. Hey, thanks, guy.
Lindsay asks.
Hey, Lindsay.
Did you ever work with Mr. Don Bluth?
You know, I've never worked with Don Bluth. I've never met Don Bluth either. I've worked with and become good friends with John Pomeroy, who was involved with Don Bluth when they formed their company.
Oh, and also, Lindsay, just before said, Beast is my Valentine forever.
Beast?
Beast.
Yeah, Beast was fun to animate.
You shouldn't have trespassed here. When it comes to starting your drawings, do you think of the environment first or the subject?
I think of the entire thing. In this case, I wanted the focus obviously to be on the gag being the heart shape. And so that's really what I'm thinking about. Other times, I'm thinking about the environment and just everything all together. I really think about the composition. So, the first thing I drew was this big heart shape because that's the driving force in this image, right? So I did that, and then I'm drawing everything to fit within this heart shape. And then I'm going to add some snow and little bits of things here and there.
And Inkshift says, I watched the Rescuers last night. Had no idea Don worked on that. Such crazy animation.
Yeah, that's the original Rescuers. That was the picture that they had finished when he left.
So it would have been the last one he worked on, right?
Yep. I thought it was Fox and the Hound, but I think I was wrong.
And Lindsay again says about you and Bluth. You two are my art idols. I'm meeting Bluth at Planet Comic-Con next month.
Oh, cool.
I hope you have a great time out there.
Yeah, I want you guys to notice. You see how I keep flipping the image back and forth? I do that so that when you flip an image, it emphasizes any kind of drawing mistakes you might have. And in this case, when I'm drawing faces, I tend to get their perspective wrong. It's just something I've always done. So I've learned that over time that if I continually flip the drawings back and forth, I can adjust and keep it right. Keep it right.
And Emma French is wondering, are you worried about the future of the animation industry?
Well, people have been asking that question since the 80s. So, no, the future of the animation industry is perfectly intact. Now, if you're talking about the different mediums, that's always going to change as well. Do I think 2D is dead? Because that's usually what that line of question is leading to. No, I don't think that's going to happen either. As a matter of fact, I think 2D animation is only going to get stronger.
Especially with YouTube nowadays, there's so many like fan-made 2D animations on YouTube, or just like small YouTuber groups that does 2D animations. Like Has Been Hotel, who
Stop saying animations.
Animations with us at the end. There's one particular YouTube group in which they did a 2D animation of pilot for Has Been Hotel, which is a very unique art style, all 2D animated. And Amazon ended up picking them up and made a series out of it.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's cool.
That's cool. And also, I definitely hope we get another film that has a similar art style to that of Klaus.
Yeah, well,
That became my new favorite.
Let's talk to Sergio. Spa Studios. Man, I'd love to work with them. Hey, Sergio, if you're listening.
He's literally asked you to.
I know.
Work with me.
He's like, we got to get you to do a shot.
Do a shot.
Shot.
Actually, Sergio's going to be, I just got an email the other day, he's going to be at Spark doing a panel like you just did up there up in Vancouver.
Oh.
An evening with Sergio Pablos.
You don't say.
What's your opinion on James Baxter?
That guy, what a hack. James Baxter, I think, is one of the best animators, not just in the world, and I'm not saying this lightly, and I truly mean this. I think James Baxter is one of the best animators who's ever lived. I truly do. James Baxter's technical abilities, his acting abilities, everything, it makes him, I really believe he's one of the best animators to have ever lived.
I know on a technical level, you always mention there's the shot in The Lion King when Rafiki has the bowl.
Yeah.
And he spins it in perfect perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not CG, people. That's
Jessica.
And he's a hell of a nice guy. Sorry, Dustin, go ahead.
Jessica Chestlock says, "Hi, Aaron.
Hey.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Well, thank you.
Do you and your wife have any plans?
Yes.
Dinner?
We are going to hang out right here. Actually, her brother, Nix and my brother-in-law just arrived with his softball team family. They just arrived last night, and so we're all going to be hanging out.
And from Jetix, what holidays do you like drawing the most for? Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, etc.
Oh,
Valentine's Day.
I think Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
I like Christmas
Christmas.
the best,
Yeah.
probably.
Did you play any role in Irene Bedard getting to attend the Annies, or was that just the stars aligning?
No, that was just the stars aligning.
I was so happy to see her beside you on the live stream.
Yeah, I had never been able to meet her, so I actually did a rehearsal that day, and she showed up for rehearsal as well. So that was my first time getting to meet her, and it was awesome. She's great.
Kayla asks, do you like painting with watercolor?
Watercolor is my first traditional medium, other than pencil. My first traditional medium and my first love as far as paints go. I've got an entire course on painting in watercolor on my website. So the answer is yes.
STMNW says, "Hi, Aaron.
Hello.
What advice would you give to someone just starting out in animation, please?"
You know, focus on performance. Focus, don't get caught up in mechanics. That we all get caught up in mechanics. And, animate what a character is thinking and what they're feeling, not what they're doing. Because if you animate what they're thinking, that's going to dictate how they do what they're doing. If you animate what they're feeling, that's going to dictate how they do what they're doing. And so this is something that Ollie used to say all the time. Ollie Johnston, one of the 9 old men. And Glenn would repeat it. Glenn Keane, who was my mentor. And so I'm repeating it further. So, and animate a lot. If you're just getting started, you want to get better at it. I really didn't come in my own, I would say, as an animator until very late in my career. I struggled and faked it a lot. And it's just now, I think, that I feel it's always a struggle, but I think it's just now that I feel comfortable enough that I can, actually sit and animate and talk and demonstrate, and like I've been doing the last couple of years. But it's a hard thing to learn.
Roku.
And the more you do it, the better you get. Yep.
Asks, I bought your Procreate course. When's the last time you used Procreate to create an art piece?
Probably,
It was after the course, but I'm trying to think.
yeah,
You used
probably about a year.
Use Procreate Dreams.
Yeah,
Oh, and you did the backgrounds in Procreate for that.
yeah.
It's been a while since I have used the Procreate. Jetix asks, who is your favorite international animation studio or international artist?
Spa and Cartoon Saloon.
Spa and Cartoon.
Tom Moore, Sergio Pablos.
And for people who don't know, Spa is Sergio Pablos Animation. That's his studio in Madrid, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
And the creators of Klaus.
He also created Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Simo Wolf
Simo Wolf. Hey, Simo Wolf.
says,
Look at Simo Fox right here.
says, thanks to you yesterday, I got an A on my presentation on The Lion King and hand-drawn animation.
Hey, awesome.
Congratulations.
Twitch comment. Hi, Aaron. I just wanted to say that you've been such an inspiration to me. Thank you for sharing your journey and creative insights. I would love to hear your thoughts on building a portfolio and your process when it comes to animation. How do you approach new projects and develop your ideas? Thanks again.
Well, the first thing is I develop ideas and projects that I want to work on. Obviously, I know it sounds like an obvious thing, but the reason I want to work on them is I gravitate towards not what's really cool, but what I think is emotional and fun, and that's going to move me and move the audience emotionally. Snow Bear. When we made Snow Bear, the story came from a place of loneliness and emotion, trying to get across something that's going to move people. That's where I want to spend my time. It sounds corny and cliche, but it's true, because you don't want to spend your time working on something that is just going to be a flash in the pan. I want something that has meaning to at least me. And so that's where I put my time and my effort, whether it's still images, paintings, that sort of thing, or, a piece of animation that's going to take months or years to make. If you're going to invest that much time into something, then, make it count.
I want to let people know that in addition to our Art Love sale for Valentine's Day, we've also still got the 2 greatest deals of all time at CreatureArtTeacher. We've got our lifetime membership plan, which gets you everything on the website that we have on there now, plus everything we release forever for one flat price. It also includes all of our past live workshop events, which we've never made available before outside of when they happened. So that'll give you access to those. We've also got our animation mega bundle, which is limited. There's now less than 100 of those left. That's $500 worth of animation courses for less than $50. And we are now over 90% sold out on that.
Whoa, man, I can't pay my mortgage with that.
So go to CreatureArtTeacher.com, take advantage of those great deals. And today, being Valentine's Day and all, we were just
Valentine's Day.
We were just talking about the Annie Awards, and they started while we were there. They've started a pledge drive to raise funds for people that were impacted by the LA fires. We put up on the screen. The website is AnimAid, ANIMAID, animaid.org. You can make a donation. You can type in the URL, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. They are raising money directly to help animators and their families in the Los Angeles area that were impacted by the fires. There were over 60 members of ASIFA that lost their homes due to fire.
And one of our own CreatureArtTeacher family, and my 37-year friend, Chuck Williams, who also has a course on our website, he and his wife Kim, they both lost their home.
As did a good friend Joel Gourmet, who helped build the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom and the floating rocks in
Avatar.
on Avatar Land in I know it's not called Avatar Land, but Pandora in Animal Kingdom as well. So yeah, go to animaid.org. You can donate through PayPal or Venmo or Zelle or whatever's your preference of choice. Those funds are going to go directly to helping families that have lost their homes or been displaced. Also, that's all tax deductible donations as they are a 501c3 charity. So we'll have more. We were just there, and Chuck took us to see the remains of his house, and it was pretty sobering to see that. And
It's not just seeing a house burnt down; it's seeing entire community burnt down.
yeah, and you see it on television, and it's one thing because you see the aerial shots, and it's like, wow, that's overwhelming. But to be on the ground, it's literally a different perspective, and yeah, it's to have gone through that. I can't even imagine. People have lost their entire lives, and memories, So, animate.org, and we'll have more fundraiser. Because what I was starting to say there is, this is going to be seeing it in person. This is going to be years for people to recover. So we're going to continue to support them throughout future events. It's looking nice, Aaron.
Hey, thanks.
Good expressions on the box too.
Any plans to release any courses or collabing with Mr. Baxter in the future?
We don't
No
have any-
plans, but if I could, I would in a heartbeat. So never say never.
We would love to. He's a very busy person, but we would love to do something like that.
A busy.
Pokey Wolf says, "Wow, this art is amazing."
Well, thank you.
What was the most challenging project you've ever had to animate?
Well, not necessarily animate, but be a part of was Brother Bear. It was the first project I ever directed. And so,
Full length.
yeah, full-length feature directing. And that was incredibly difficult. There were days that I woke up and did not want to go to work and face the music. It was incredibly difficult from creative standpoint to a management standpoint to understanding story and writing and working with a big group and keeping people inspired and satisfying executives and all kinds of stuff. It was we had a $90 million budget, and so to be in charge of all that when you're just a guy that came up through the ranks as an animator, it was there's a big learning curve in there for sure.
Any plans for voice actors if you create something?
Any voice for voice actors if I create something? Well, if I create something that has dialogue, then yes, there will be plans for the voice actors. I've got several projects that we are developing. Some have no dialogue. Some have dialogue. So we will wait and see what clicks.
Are you going?
No, I don't have any of those characters in there.
Twitch comment, hey, Mr. Blaze, I just wanted to say thank you. I've finally been taking the time to go through your courses, and they've been immensely helpful in making Photoshop simple to understand. I'm working hard to draw as much as I can every week to hopefully get a job this year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we've got over 800 hours of lessons and courses on our website, including animation, animal drawing, digital painting, traditional painting, all kinds of stuff. And so it takes time, but our courses are designed in a way, first of all, when you purchase them, it's unlimited access. So they don't expire. You get to keep them forever. They're all go at your own pace. So, it's going to take a while to go through 800 hours of lessons.
Yes.
And you don't have to go through all of them. If you want to focus on traditional stuff, we've got tons on that. If you want to focus on just storyboarding, we've got 3 or 4 different courses on storyboarding.
Storyboarding.
We just introduced a brand new course from Jeff Shue. It's our first 3D animation course, Intro to Animation in Blender. I think we've got a slide for that, Dustin. It's getting started in 3D animation with Jeff Shue. That's like a 17-hour crash course. It kind of gets you the basics on getting started, how to use Blender, which is a free program. So you can download it for free. It includes free models, tells you how to get those, and just basically takes you through the basics of computer animation.
What was the software that they did Flow with?
They animated it in Blender, and it was rendered in Unreal, I think.
Yeah, all free software, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, with this software, you can make a feature, and it's free.
Yep. Pretty crazy, huh?
So what I'm doing right now is I'm just very loosely going through and laying in some local color, putting in the markings for these two foxes. Foxy lady.
Do you believe animated films will compete with live action without being disregarded because it's animation?
They already compete, and in many instances, if it's a wide release, big budget animated film, they outshine, or they outperform, I should say. They outperform most live action films. So yes, they're a direct competition. If you're talking about being considered for awards like Oscars and things like that, no, I don't think it'll ever go back to what it was before they came out with animation having their own award.
There have been 3 films nominated for Best Picture.
Not Best Animated Picture. Yes.
Yeah. The first ever was Beauty and the Beast, and that was the only one for a very long time.
Yep.
And then I think since then it's Toy Story 3
Yep.
and Up, I think is the other one.
Yeah.
I believe. Worth pointing out that Beauty and the Beast was the entire budget of Beauty and the Beast probably was less than the catering budget of those other 2.
Exactly.
I am your fan, sir. Now I am working in an animation company here in the Philippines.
All right. I love the Philippines. I've been to Manila a couple times.
Shooting Star says, I miss Disney 2D movies.
Well, hopefully they'll come back.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. The budget is the big driving force in that. And actually putting together a studio now, because most of the 2D major studios disbanded their 2D studios. But if we can, that was one of my drives in making Snow Bear, was to show that we could do things that have fairly high production value. We strived to give Snow Bear a pretty good production value, and we did it, with very little budget. Matter of fact, no budget. I kind of went off and just made it, while our website provided me income. That's how we did that. We spent 12 years putting together a website to fund a movie.
A Twitch question. Tito the Duck asks.
Tito the Duck.
I want to learn how to draw, but I'm not sure where to start. What would be a sensible approach for getting started, especially with the goal of eventually moving into animation and building a solid foundation?
Pick up a piece of paper, pick up a pencil, and start drawing.
And draw from life as much as possible.
That's the sensible way of starting.
Yep.
And I know I'm not being cynical. I'm not being a smart aleck. I'm being absolutely serious.
Don't be afraid.
There's no big secret. You just do it.
And you do it with repetition. Don't be afraid to make bad drawings. It's like becoming an athlete. If you want to be a baseball player or a cricket player or whatever, you just don't go out and crush the ball the very first time you try. It takes work and effort and repetition, and you're going to get better incrementally.
But you don't get better by not doing it. Or you don't get better by talking about it. You only get better by doing it. So do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Detlef? Who's that guy?
Detlef says, guys, we
Guys.
should paint together in Eindhoven Zoo.
Yes, that would be great.
Oh,
Detlef,
Detlef, are you going to be there?
for those of you that don't know who Detlef is, you got to... Is there a link?
Yeah, I'll post a link.
Yeah, you guys got to follow Detlef and his charitable foundation. Detlef is one of the best animal artists out there, and he's living it too. He's out there and he's doing it. He's chasing down the animals. He's drawing them from life. He's going to the Amazon. He's going to Africa. He's going everywhere, and he's incredible.
And he said, I will be there.
His Instagram is Art for Conservation, and that's art and then the number 4 and the word conservation. I just posted a link in the comments. So Art for Conservation. Check it out. Great art.
And you know what? He's not a bad guy.
He's not bad. He's not bad.
Kind of a nice guy.
Lilix says, your drawings and movies have life and magic that new movies can't replicate.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much. I don't know that I agree. I think there's some really great films out there, Wild Robot being one. And to be honest with you, you guys are going to laugh at me, guys here in the office, but Flo has really grown on me. There's some...
Wow.
One of the great things about Flo is just how different it is from being mainstream and how much attention it's gotten.
So it really did grow on you.
Well, it really has in that sense. I think it's really that to me is inspiring.
Animal Girl 101 on YouTube asks, have you seen the hand-drawn animated short We're Going on a Bear Hunt by Lucasfilms out of England? It's based off of a storybook, and the hand-drawn animation and musical score are beautiful.
No,
We'll have to check that one out.
we'll have to check it out on CBS.
That's the
I
way
don't know
it
why
is.
I do that.
Preston and Jake Adventures ask on YouTube, hey Aaron, I want to get into animation.
That's great.
I am young and I was wondering what I should start animating on, and I love your content, by the way.
Animating on? Do you mean tools?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, once again, you can animate on paper if you so choose. You can animate. There's lots of free software. If you have an iPad, if you have any kind of digital drawing tool, there's lots of apps out there that you can learn to animate on.
Aaron uses TV Paint
I do.
on a desktop.
I do.
On an iPad, he uses Procreate Dreams. If you're looking for pencil and paper, you can start just by learning to animate with flipbooks. I used to animate in the corner pages of my textbooks in school and did little flipbook animations of that. I don't necessarily recommend that since they make you turn those books in at the end of the year now.
Do they even hand out books anymore?
I don't know. But
They don't teach cursive anymore.
I know. Rivers is learning cursive.
Good.
Just so he can be in the future, he can be a code breaker.
That's right.
The codes are just cursive writing.
Jessica Cheslock says, I drew a Wally and Eve Valentine for today. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, Wally and Eve.
Yeah.
Eve.
We watched the other night. I hadn't seen is the new Wallace and Gromit movie.
Oh, how was it?
I loved it. It was Wallace and Gromit.
I have not watched a Wallace and Gromit film in years.
Those guys were at the Annie Awards.
They were awesome.
We need more cheese, Gromit.
By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, do us a favor and hit that share button.
Yeah, the chair button.
Hit that share button and have a seat. Now, hit that share button if you would. Let's see if we can grow our viewers on TikTok. They've now that we're live streaming to TikTok on our Friday streams, it puts us into a weird category, I think.
Yeah, and it limits the viewers because when I do a regular live stream on, that's why I was curious about the number of viewers. When I do, I've had up to 4, 10. I've had as many as 40,000. Now it was crazy, but we get like 3,000 or 4,000 people watching at a time
On average, yeah.
on average. Yeah, and but for whatever reason, if they detect that you're doing something commercially, then they limit it.
Yeah. And there's a way to declare that it's like, but when we go through Restream this way, it doesn't give me that option. So I'll have to explore it more. It's only our second time doing it on a simul stream on TikTok like this. So
They don't like to watch businesses grow. They're very selfish. Jessica says some of your Friday TikTok lives are high and some are low, like this.
yeah,
and we found that if I mention the website, I think they have a AI algorithm in there or something that I don't know if I'm even using the right terms.
yeah.
But it detects if you're promoting, and if you haven't been okayed to promote or what, I don't know.
Well, basically, they don't want you directing anybody to leave TikTok. That's
Yeah.
the gist of it. And
Yeah, that's right. They don't want me directing people to leave TikTok, and so all of a sudden, it'll limit the views, it's kind of interesting.
although Jessica says, I actually appreciate the lower viewer count because we get to interact with you more.
Right.
That is true. When there's
Yeah.
a tons, the comments go by so fast, it gets a little tricky.
Trick. It's trick. All right, let's see. Do I want to backlight it? Do I want to? Let's experiment.
The night is dark on Twitch says. Happy Valentine's Day.
Well, thank you.
Is there anything you avoid drawing? Asks Kayla from TikTok.
Blood and gore.
Except on Halloween's. Even then, it's very limited.
Yeah.
I think he only done that once with a zombie bear.
Yeah.
Or
I did a zombie lion.
Yeah, you did that one too. Yeah.
Preston says, thanks for your answer. I have an iPad and an Apple Pencil. I currently have Procreate, and now I'm thinking about getting Procreate Dreams. What are some of the things I can draw and bring to life in that program? Well, if you go in there, you can anything. It's a full animation program. You can draw over live action if you want. Aaron did an entire animated short about a little penguin that wishes he could fly.
Yeah.
If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see it's right at the top of the animation section. You can do anything in it.
I don't think I like it.
CC writes, "Oh, they make a heart."
Yes, see? You're catching it. I don't like that backlight. I want to see shadows, I think. Methinks.
Metinks. How do you visualize the picture in your head to draw? I struggle with this heavily.
A lot of times I sculpt it. I don't really know. I'll draw the basic shape and blob, and then I'm literally refining it and sculpting it. That's what I did with this. I mean, this is where it started here. Oops, hold on. That's the first thing I started with. I just scribbled.
It all starts somewhere.
And then you refine it and you sculpt it. You refine it and you refine it. And then, that's where you end up. All right, let's see here. Shall we?
How do you go about choosing a color palette?
Well, that I do think about ahead. Like the foxes, I knew we chose red foxes because we wanted Valentine's Day. So, I think I'm going to light them from above, just straight up. And so I think ahead. A lot of times I'm thinking about cool and warm. I'm thinking about even more than color or palette. I'm thinking about value, light and dark.
Preston followed up asking about that animation question. They were just saying, to clarify specifically, I was asking, getting started in animation, what are some of the things I should draw? They mean things like exercises. So like the place where pretty standard everybody starts is the bouncing ball. And the reason for that is because it's a great demonstration of timing and squash and stretch.
And physics.
And physics. And
Yeah.
Aaron has a complete animation course, which is on sale right now. Plus, if you use that promo code ARTLOVE, you can take an extra 35% off. It's a great course. It's our #1 selling course. It's a great place to start. And even though in that course he uses TV Paint, it's designed in a way, it doesn't matter what software you're using. You could follow along with that course in Procreate Dreams or Krita or Clip Studio, whatever you want to use. It's about fundamentals and the exercises, and it applies to any software. We even have 3D animators take that course.
Yeah. It's fundamentals.
What are some funny bad art habits that you have, such as drawing on the wrong layer?
Well, there you go. It's not a habit, but it's definitely a mistake. I don't like to use. I have a hard time teaching myself to use shortcuts.
It's so funny. Every time we go to like a Wacom event and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
Wacom are great, don't get me wrong, and people use all these like, express key buttons and functions, and they're always showing us like, look how you can do this and da, da, da. Aaron's like, I don't do any of that. I use the pencil and the eraser.
And I tried to act interested, and oh man, that's cool. And then I know I'm never going to use.
Yeah, I mean, I
Use the R key for rotate. That's about your.
I do.
The closest.
And I use the brackets to move my brush size up and down. Let me see. I use the brackets. I use the space bar to move it. I use the brackets to make my. I always turn. I never use the button on my stylus to
Me
erase.
neither. In fact, I turn it off because I always accidentally hit it.
Yeah. I just erase like I would with a regular pencil. Yeah, it's funny.
Have you ever thought about coming to Turkey? My biggest dream is to meet you, have a memory with you, and give you a big hug.
I would love to go to Turkey. I came very close just recently. I was in Armenia, and I was very close to Turkey. I saw Mount Ararat, which is in Turkey.
Yeah, we definitely want to get there one day.
Yeah.
It's on the list. There's more places we want to
Istanbul.
go.
Constantinople.
There's more places we want to go than the budget permits. So if you have a art college or an institution that wants to bring Aaron, have
Yes.
them contact us.
What's the Constantinople song?
Istanbul, it's
Constantinople, yeah, there it is.
Istanbul.
Was that the They Might Be Giants?
They Might Be Giants made it famous. It is actually a cover song, though. That song actually was originally recorded, I want to say, in like the 40s?
Oh, yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah.
by the name of Jay says, hello from Jamaica.
Hello, Jamaica. Jay?
And Kayla asks, is it true while painting you should avoid using pure black and or white?
There's no hard, fast rule for anything. So, first of all, now, is it a good habit? No, it depends. You know, if you look at the Zorn palette only had 4 colors. It was white, black, yellow, and red. And he was able to get some beautiful paintings.
We should show some Zorn imagery if you got a chance to pull any up.
Yeah. Let me go to my face cam just to make sure that I don't have anything up that let me see. Zorn.
Palette, I guess. Some examples of it. Ronnie Williford has a course on taking control of color, about color theory.
Yes.
While you're finding this. And he talks a lot about the Zorn palette. And you can get that course as well for 35% off. I'll post a link with the comments.
Here's the Zorn palette right here. It's white, black, yellow ochre. And you could use more pure yellow, and then cad red. And let me show you some paintings that he did. What's good about something like that, it keeps your paintings unified. It keeps your color and your palette and everything unified. But Zorn, and their juicy, beautiful, impressionistic, really nice paintings. But you can see here, I mean, look at that over on the right. They're beautiful. And all he had was those 4 colors. So, yes, if you're using a full palette, don't use black. Try to mix your darks. That's the general, excuse me. That's the general rule, is that, you want to try to mix I would say black is probably more of a number one thing to try to avoid rather than white, because white, your color can only be so bright in its purest form. And there's a lot of instances where it needs to be brighter than that. So you're going to need white to tint it and to lighten it.
Chris on YouTube said, "Holy tabs, Batman! You've got a lot of tabs."
Oh, I do. Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of things up there. So anyway, let's go back to drawing and painting.
Oh, I just wanted to.
You definitely should not see the amount of tabs that I have. Good lord. Wonder Studios asks, "Are you using Photoshop?"
I am using Photoshop. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing a cameo with a BuzzFeed video draw? I actually am not aware that BuzzFeed does though. That'd be cool. If you know anybody involved, get us in there.
Shooting Star asks, "Have you watched Arcane?"
Yes. I haven't finished it. To be honest with you, first of all, Arcane won everything that it was nominated in.
I think it won 9
at the Annies, along with Wild Robot as well.
Mm-hmm. In their respective.
I really love the visuals of Arcane.
Yeah.
I got bored with the story. I think maybe it's just my generation. I really love the look of it, and the story for me, just for my personal taste, is a little overwrought. But I really dug it.
Hey, Aaron, I heard you're going to be attending the art department in Eindhoven. Are you going to be there online or in real life?
Real life, baby. We're going to be there, and we're going to be showing Snow Bear.
We're going to be doing several things. In fact, we're planning on a screening workshop, sort of a special screening event. Got all kinds of stuff. IRL. Aaron, do you recommend using a skull for reference, or a book, or an online course? Yes.
Anytime you can. Yes, exactly. All of the above.
Yeah.
Anytime you can have the real thing as reference, I recommend. But on top of that, anytime you can, anything that is going to add to your knowledge, then you should be doing it.
Citizen Zero wants to know, Dustin, what camera and lenses do you use for your wildlife photography?
Well, for my wildlife photography, I use primarily the Sony Alpha 1 or A1. And with that, I also have the, for lens, I use the 200 to 600 millimeter f5.6 to 6.3 G lens.
And Dustin has a course on our website, Introduction to Wildlife Photography with Dustin Blaze.
That's pretty good.
It's on sale right now. And if you use that promo code ARTLOVE, like all of our courses, you can get it for an extra 35% off at sale price. So
And
get it while you can.
Yep, and in there I talk all about different kinds of cameras, what to look out for, and different kinds of lenses, accessories, all the way down to talking about triangle of exposure and going out in the field. It's a very fun series.
It really is a great introductory course to photography, and it's, because he starts in the studio kind of explaining the equipment and how to use it, and then we actually go out into the field, and you can actually see through Dustin's viewfinder on chunks of it, so you can actually see what he's seeing, and he explains it. Yeah.
And yes, a lot of it, especially the outdoor stuff, is very focused on wildlife. But a lot of the knowledge that I provide in the basics, all the way up to the triangle of exposure, can be very useful for other forms of photography, whether it be landscape or portrait photography, anything of that sort.
Will you be selling this piece as a print on your website? We could.
We could.
Yeah. It's not done yet. We're not going to commit till we find it. It could suck at the end.
We could.
I don't think
Might
so.
not be able to pull it together.
No, it's looking great.
Yeah, never say never.
Never say never.
You know what I'm going to make for dinner tonight? Because we have a house full of vegans tonight.
Steak.
I'm going to make
Lamb.
ratatouille.
Oh, nice. You're going back to it again.
Yeah.
You made it the other day and it looked beautiful.
It really came out good. You guys, if you want to come over for ratatouille tonight, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
Are you using a mouse or a stylus?
I am using a mouse. No, I'm using a stylus. There's no way I could draw like this with a mouse.
I've tried drawing on a mouse. Nope.
So
I can't even draw a stick figure with a mouse.
Neither can I. That person probably didn't see the camera.
Probably.
You wanna try it again?
the camera. Huh?
You want to show it again?
In a minute. 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Kate asks, is there a Discord group? It would be cool to see your art and other people's art and also share art tips. Yes, if you
There
are
is.
a member, if you become a member to Creature Art Teacher, you can become either an annual member, a lifetime member, or a monthly streaming member. We have 3 different memberships to choose from. And if you become a member, you get access to our members only Discord server. And there's people on there all the time, every day, sharing art tips, sharing artwork they're working on. We've got channels set up for every single one of our courses, so you can post your work from that particular course. And then, of course, we've got just general feedback and animation channels as well. So yeah, become a member to CreatureArtTeacher.com. Use that promo code ARTLOVE, and you can get an annual membership for 35% off. And yeah, you can get access to our Discord server, CreatureArtTeacher.com. Promo code ARTLOVE. You want me to do the show what you're drawing with? Go ahead and switch to the face again. Okay, got it. There we go.
So there you can see the scale. So you can see how big I like to work. There we are.
Yeah, he's drawing right on the screen. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep. So you draw right on the screen. It's a pen display from Wacom.
Go back to the desktop just there we go.
So what I'm doing now is I'm going through and I've pushed back the opacity on my tied down drawing, and I'm doing an even more tied down drawing on top of that.
How do you post your first art on socials?
How do you do it?
Yeah, how do you post your first art on socials?
You get a social media account and you
Social
post it.
media?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Try to start a hashtag.
I appreciate how the animals in your photo pack references aren't all looking at the camera. They tend to do that a lot in the ArtStation ones. Yeah, the whole purpose of our art reference packs is animals in their natural habitat. It's supposed to be
Yeah, I want you to have real reference.
real reference and real poses. We try to, Dustin shoots tons and tons and tons of pictures, but we look for ones that are good examples of
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, 95% of those photos in our reference packs are Dustin's.
yeah.
The rest are mine, but Dustin has really shot most of those.
Scott Campbell asks, is Ratatouille vegan? Yeah, there's no rat in it.
No, there's no rat in it. There's no ptooey in it.
There's no
butter.
there's
No,
rat
it's all
in it.
olive oil. The base is olive oil, onions, garlic, tomato base, and you cook that up, and that becomes a base. You set that aside. Then you go and you slice squash and zucchini and eggplant and tomato, and you get all nice little slices of that, and you start laying it in there, and then it's all nice and seasoned. A little more olive oil, and you bake it all together. When I first made it, I thought it was going to be like, okay, this is going to taste like a little side dish of squash or something. When I tasted it, it was so good. It's that base. The base really makes it.
What, the
So you
olive-
you make the that garlic and onion and tomato base, and then all the other stuff gets layered on top of that. And there's just something about when you bake it, the flavors just really come together nice.
Did you have the similar flashback moment when
Yeah.
Ratatouille?
Yes.
The first bite?
Duck Unitas Photography says, no drawing glove? I can't draw on a pen display without one. We turn the touch off.
Yeah, I turn off the touch.
Yep.
I don't like wearing the glove if I
then
don't
you don't
have
need
to.
it. On the iPad, he wears a drawing glove because you can't turn the touch off on that.
Yeah.
What got you to start drawing?
I have been drawing literally since I could hold a pencil. When I was a little kid, and I was still sitting in a high chair, my mother, I was born in 1968, so this would have been in 1968, 1969. My mother would set me up in my high chair, and, we had paper grocery bags at the time, and we didn't have enough money to have drawing pads, at least not for a little 9-month-old kid. So she would take the grocery bags and she'd cut them open so she could flatten them out, and she would just lay them out on my high chair, and I would draw on them.
Is the camera flipped, or are you drawing with your left hand?
I'm drawing with my left hand. I am left-handed. I'm left-handed. My brother is left-handed. My mother was left-handed, and my father is left-handed. Our whole family was left-handed.
Lots of people are commenting about the comments. Let us know, or about the food stuff. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see Aaron start doing some cooking on some videos, because
We've talked about doing art and cooking.
he's a great cook. It's a lot of fun. He has fun in the kitchen, and I think people would enjoy watching you
Actually,
work.
it could be a lot of fun.
I remember one of the very first videos I helped make
Yep.
YouTube out of
Pasta.
make art is like making pasta.
Yeah, I made homemade pasta, not out of a box. We made
Made
it. I pressed it and ran it.
and it was when I first got my my starter camera, and I just wanted to use the film portion of it or
Yeah.
something, and we just filmed a bunch of B-roll while Dad made pasta, and we used that for a YouTube video.
Yeah, and I think I did like a voiceover on it or something.
Yeah,
It was
you
really
did.
corny, but I thought it came out kind of nice.
I'll post a link to it. The drawing is like pasta. That's what it's called.
Drawing is like pasta.
I was reaching.
No, it's good.
No, we should totally try making a sequel to that.
Oh, I think we should do a whole series. Cooking. We should just spend.
Drawing is like
we should actually
steak.
stop with the drawing and animation and just pivot to cooking.
Yeah.
How are we
Yeah,
gonna
we
reach more
should-
eyeballs? Food.
What you should do is like have a 2-part where the first half is cooking the food. Like maybe like cooking steak or baking the pizza, any of that stuff. But then the second half is you draw the finished food.
Actually, one of my favorite YouTube channels, a guy named Max Miller, has a YouTube channel very successful called Tasting History.
Oh, wow.
Where he finds dishes from old recipe books, like hundreds of years old, sometimes going all the way back to the ancient Romans and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Then he makes that dish, and while it's cooking, then he fills you in on the history. And then once he does the history,
Oh, that's
then he
cool.
comes back and he eats the dish. It's a great channel.
Yeah, there's another guy on TikTok. He also has YouTube where it does a lot of baking of historical stuff, and
Maybe we do our own slant where it's like the art of food, and it's like, okay, Aaron's going to make this dish that's shown in this famous Leonardo da Vinci painting, and then we'll talk about the painting. Or the,
Maybe we do a painting of the dish that I make.
yeah.
That could be kind of fun.
or talk about the meal that this particular character in one of Hayao Miyazaki films was eating.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Miyazaki's movies is they really do
There's-
great food.
Twitch comment. Now you're making me curious about Aaron's knife skills.
Now, there's so many anime features outside of Hayao Miyazaki where the food just looks delicious.
I know.
in them.
That's true.
Great idea. Cooking with Aaron. Yes, do cooking videos.
Did you say cooking with Arian? I don't think you meant that.
Aaron. Cooking with Aaron.
You're misspelling your words like your text.
The culinary art of Aaron Blaze. People like it. Yes, more food. Paint some food.
Your voice and chuckles are so pleasant to listen to. So
Here's a question, Aaron.
Okay.
In animation, you have to draw with quick gestural drawings, but watercolor requires patience and being careful. I find these art forms kind of contradictory to one another. Can you give me some advice on it?
I was going to say, you'd be surprised at how gestural you can be with watercolor. And I'm gestural in animation only when I'm first laying in my form, and then I tighten up. So to me, they're very much the same. They overlap quite a bit. And I have done a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've done in the past a fair amount of figure drawing, painting with a brush, using watercolor, and being very gestural with it. You know, almost like, Asian, Japanese calligraphy, painting like that. And it's a really satisfying way of painting.
Again, I want to let people know that are just joining us. We've got some brand new courses out from Aaron Blaze, including Drawing Animals from Life, in which he teaches you everything you need to know about how to get started drawing animals, whether it's at the zoo or in the wild. We go out to horse farms. We start by drawing your pets around the house. If you're interested in learning how to be better at drawing animals, he's got the course is chock full of tips.
And I want to expand on that. You know, I'm sitting here drawing these foxes. I'm doing this because I've drawn animals from life in the past. I've drawn foxes from life. The more you draw from life, the more you can pull from your mind later.
And so if you're interested in animal drawing, not only do we have that course, which is specifically about drawing from life, we've got hundreds of hours of animal drawing courses at CreatureArtTeacher, as well as animation, digital painting, storyboarding, all kinds of stuff. And again, if you use that promo code ARTLOVE, you can get an extra 35% off your order. So that includes stuff that's already on sale. So that those courses we just mentioned are already on sale. So this is an extra discount. And that ends Monday.
Love.
I also want to let people know and remind them that when we were at the Annie Awards this past weekend, ASIFA Hollywood announced their initiative, Anim Aid, and they are raising money to help people, families that were affected directly by the LA fires that have been either lost their homes or been displaced to them. If you go to animaid.org, Dustin, we've also got a slide for that. There's also a QR code on your screen. If you go to animaid.org or scan that QR code, you can make a donation. That's a tax-free donation. That's going to go directly to helping people that were impacted by the fires.
Please consider it. And you know what? You know, there's a lot of other charities out there and people in need as well. I mean, there's still the people here in the States, up in the Carolinas, that got hit. If my big point is, if you have the ability to help out, no matter who it is, help out. You know, I've gone through it myself. I lost my home in a fire when I was a kid. I've been on the other end of it. And when the community came together, it was an amazing thing for us, because I wouldn't have been able to make it. I literally only had the clothes I was wearing, and everything else was gone. So having gone through that, trust me, when the community comes together, and we're a world community as far as I'm concerned, then it makes all the difference in the world.
My lapel mic is about to die, it says. So I wonder if these things are not charging, holding a charge.
I don't know.
Try to switch mics here.
So what I like to do, you can see what I'm doing here, is coming through and just refining certain areas of the drawing, and it really kind of pulls it together. It's like having a good rug. This pulls the room together. Really ties the room together.
Okay, Lebowski.
This aggression will not stand. I'm not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski.
I am the
I'm the
dude.
dude. How long do you spend on an average drawing?
A couple of hours on average. We've been at it for an hour and a half. I've probably got another hour in this. And then we'll be like, I'm done.
How do you go about making the expressions for cartoon animals?
I caricature. It all comes from, my experience working at Disney and pushing and pulling expressions to exaggerate them and get the most out of them that I can.
Queen Ami asks, why not try cold lighting sometime? You've done cold lighting pieces before.
Yeah. I wanted this to be warm because it's a warm emotion.
They're warm and cozy, snuggly.
And I'm going to add cool reflected light. Right now, all I've got is the shadow shapes in there.
Stupid Volvo on YouTube says.
Stupid Volvo.
I like reading the handles when they make me laugh. I half read a Patrick Jones book that makes the point of how skewed things become when photographed, and I never noticed it until it was pointed out.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. That's why I always recommend drawing from life. And if you can't, draw from video.
Yeah, because at least things are moving. You get a little...
Yeah, and you get a sense of the form.
Yeah. The funny example I have of that is there's a photograph of me, I think it's my 21st birthday, and I'm sticking my tongue out, like, what's up, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What's that?
And somebody's got their hand in front of my mouth, and it looks, if you look straight on, it looks like I'm licking their hand. But there is a mirror to the right, and you can actually see...
You were licking their hand.
No, but you can actually see in the reflection that their hand is 2 feet away from
Oh, yeah,
my
it's
mouth.
crazy. Yeah.
But in the depth, I mean, it looks so flat. It's
Well,
like,
especially if people are using like a 28 millimeter lens or something like
Exactly.
that.
And I
it
always-
distorts the heck out of everything.
I always remember that was like, oh, wow, it really does flatten it out. It's amazing how that
Yeah.
How would you go about transferring drawings onto paper for a repeating process of images? If you're talking about how they do animation, you see the drawings underneath and you draw the in-betweens. If you're talking about transferring a drawing from paper to paper, there's all kinds of processes to do that. We have a really great course on watercolor painting by Jenny Medved.
Yeah.
And she does a transfer where she uses carbon paper.
Yeah.
And, carbon paper they still make it. It's an old school way of transferring. Some people do the thing where they'll
Do the thing.
You'll take, it's a little hard for me to say this. It'd be easier to show it. But you'll put soft lead on the back of pencil. You basically make your own carbon paper with
I used to do that all the time.
with a soft pencil lead. You color the back of the paper and then you draw on the other side and it'll leave the impression on the undersheet. We need to do a whole series of old school art techniques.
Yeah.
Like
When I was in college, if you had type on it-
Zipatone, right?
Yeah, if you had Letraset.
Electroset.
Yeah, if you had type that had to go on your image, like if you were doing if our assignment was like an advertising illustration, we'd have to go and buy press type. That's how it was done back then.
Yeah, and then Zipatone was how you did half-tone shading.
Yeah, we had that as well. Yeah.
Did you ever try to animate early Tom and Jerry?
No.
We should do now that it is public domain, we should do a video with Steamboat Willie and do something on on rubber hose style animation.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun.
Aaron, is there ever anything that never worked out for you, no matter how many times you tried?
Yes. That's my short answer. Yes.
He has tried to make the Olympic.
I
high
tried. I
diving
tried
team.
the Olympic diving team.
But never say never. He's trying
Exactly.
again.
I'm right there. I'm so close.
Eddie asks, do you have to sketch on the same layer as your colors? Will you merge it? If so, or delete?
No, I keep the layers separate. So what I'm doing now is a little kind of cool reflected light in the shadows. Oh, let me see here.
Twitch question. Have you ever animated a superhero like Spider-Man or anything?
Never animated it. No, I've drawn plenty, but I've never animated.
Traditionally, Aaron doesn't do like fan art or art of characters that he hasn't worked on.
Yeah.
Not never say never.
It's not my thing.
We make exceptions from time to time, usually for a special occasion, but it's not. I'm using a 6 by 3.5 Wacom tablet. Have you ever used one of these dinky little things?
Yes, that's what I started on.
Yep.
Before I got a Cintiq, my wife, Dustin's mother at the time, she was a graphic designer, and she had one, and so I tried it out, and yeah, it was a pain in the butt.
One tip that I learned from watching you use a Wacom Intuos when you did some videos for them about using one was, and it never even occurred to me that you want to orient it to the same orientation as your screen. So
Yes.
you don't want to hold it at an angle or anything because it's meant to have the same.
Yeah, and it seems like an obvious, like, well, of course, but you'd be surprised at how easy it is to get it oriented differently than the screen, and then all of a sudden your lines don't line up, and it gets,
I totally did that because I
gets
treated
awkward.
I treated it like a sketchbook.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'll just move it around how my hand feels comfortable, and then I always hated it. But yeah, once I saw you do that, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
no wonder I was fighting it so much. But I definitely preferred, when possible, having a pen display like you have where you draw straight. It's just so much more intuitive because you're not mentally disconnected.
Right.
You know, where your hand goes is where the mark is being made.
Yep. Exactly.
And I know plenty of people use the tablets, the pen tablets they call them, like the Intuoses and the Bamboos and all that stuff. But if you have the opportunity, get a pen display.
Joji says, Aaron, I'm so glad to see you live again. How have you been? I
Great.
bought your animal bundle and love it.
Who is it?
Joji.
Hey, Joji.
How have you been?
I've been great. Living the dream.
Windsor McKay recipient.
So what I'm doing now is I'm going in and adding this cool reflected light. You know, that's coming up off the snow, right? So I want to get that nice counter to the warmth that's in the shadows.
J.R. Morgan Productions says, hey, Aaron. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, how's it going?
Shout out from Johnny Moe, Claudia, and little Gabby Moe.
Hey.
Well, shout out back at you. And Nick's here, too.
No,
Hey, little Gabby Moe.
Closet.
What artists do you think are very good at teaching figure drawing? I've been watching Richard.
Proco.
I've been watching Richard Smitherman and love how he explains the process when drawing. I'm pretty sure he teaches courses on Proco. Richard
Smitherman or Richard Schmidt?
Richard Smitherman.
Oh.
Smitherman.
Smithman.
Like cinnamon, but a Smitherman.
I think Proco is probably one of the number ones out there.
Proco.
Proco.
Proco.com. Proko.
Proco.
It's got
Proco.
lots of great resources
Proco.
on.
Proco. Yeah, I haven't seen that group of guys in a while. Proco and his crew.
It's been a while.
We saw them at CTN. They came to our special screening of Snow Bear.
They did.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Are you using AI for reference?
Yes.
No.
Aaron Intelligence.
Aaron Intelligence.
No, I don't use AI for reference.
YouTube comment. Proco. Poof, he materializes behind Aaron.
Ah, shoot. I said his name 3 times.
Dang it.
What do you think about the animation style of the great master Richard Williams?
It's flawless. That's what I think.
Is there a reason you haven't drawn the whites of the eyes?
Because they don't have whites in their eyes. That's why. I made them darker.
Fox don't have white in the.
I thought I'd try just doing it like this.
But
Yeah.
do they not have white in their like we do? Like the
No.
white? They don't.
No.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
That's just fascinating stuff, so.
Catamount asks on YouTube, what would you suggest for a newer artist? I'm 15 and I struggle with keeping my characters looking the same when animating or just drawing them.
Well, you know what the biggest part of that is? You're 15. As you draw more and as you mature as an artist, you'll get better at it. So it's repetition. Do it over and over and over. And when you get tired of it, do it again. I not to sound glib, but when I was 15, I was having the same issues.
Yeah, some of it's just pencil mileage. You just have to put in the pencil mileage. There's no substitute.
And I remember being frustrated when I was 15.
Yeah.
So I feel you, baby.
There's just no substitute for time.
But know that as you do it, and the more you do it, you're going to get better.
Just a tangible tip when it comes to character stuff, consider making a model sheet or an expression sheet. So that you can,
that's a good point.
If you want to draw characters, especially for animation, make sure they're simplified designs so that you're not, having to draw a whole lot of intricate detail that's hard to animate. Aaron will tell you, even animating a complex character like the Beast, he always started with a triangle.
Yeah.
Because that's what the shape of his head was based off of.
Big basic shapes.
Start with that, and then build your character on top of it. But other than that, Aaron's absolutely right. It's mostly pencil mileage and time.
Any advice for a fresh grad from art school?
Yeah, get a job.
They're probably
Get a job, man.
No, I mean you gotta. It's
they're probably asking advice on how to get.
No, I know they are. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be tough, but don't be discouraged, and you just keep pounding that pavement. And remember, you got into this because you love this art, and so stick with that.
Also, I see a lot of negativity about the job market out there because the animation industry, like a lot of industries in the film industry in general, is in a little bit of a down cycle right now.
The just real quick,
That's
the negativity and the people, the stuff you hear nowadays, it is exactly the same it's been since whenever I got into the industry. People were complaining about it too. There's always something in the industry
that's exactly where I was going to go.
Yeah, that people have the ability or have every right to complain about. Yeah.
Yeah, but first of all, just because it's not like people aren't throwing jobs at people left and right, that doesn't mean there aren't jobs out there.
Exactly.
And secondly, it is cyclical. The entertainment industry,
You're cyclical.
the entertainment industry has always been known as an industry without like what I would consider to be strong job security.
Right.
Most jobs in the entertainment industry are project to project. So even if you get a job at a studio, temporary layoffs happen all the time.
Yeah. I've had to
So-
duck and weave and pivot
Yeah,
and,
it's
figure
just-
out.
it's the nature of that profession. Now, it is one thing that I do think art colleges don't do a great job preparing people for.
Yeah.
There's tons of jobs in the art world, but that reality of it ebbs and flows is something that, doesn't look good when parents are coming to donate to schools and pay tuitions. So they don't like to shine a light on that too much.
Yeah.
But it is the reality of the industry. Now, having said that, it's in a down cycle. There'll be an up cycle. Your best bet is to keep drawing, keep getting better, and keep submitting,
Yeah.
When I was teaching at Ringling, there was a stat at the time, and I'm going to misquote the number, but it's fairly accurate. Something like 75% of the jobs that people get hired for are never listed. Meaning they're not on job sites and they're not on job banks and they're not, most of the jobs in the world are word of mouth. I'm really looking for somebody that can do X. And then somebody goes, oh, I know who can do that. So really putting yourself out there and networking and getting to know people is the best thing you can possibly do. And it's the antithesis of how the cliche of the introverted artist. Sometimes artists struggle with this because they can be naturally introverted people, but you have to make yourself be extroverted when you're trying to find
Yeah.
a job.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
this has been Nick's Soapbox.
That's not soapbox at all. That's darn good advice, my man.
YouTube, a Facebook question. Aaron has often been asked who his favorite animators are. I'd like to know what some of his favorite artworks are, or some of his favorite books about non-animation artists are. Is there a list?
I don't know if there's a list, but one of my favorite paintings, The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. Anything by Sargent. Anything by Joaquin Sorolla. Anything by Zorn. Shishkin, Russian landscape painter.
You were also a huge fan in your youth of a lot of the wildlife
Robert
artists.
Bateman.
Yep.
Guy Koliak. John Siri Lester. Very much.
Maybe we should put a page together on the website of artists that inspired Aaron, or just
Yeah.
art that you
Greg
love.
Beecham, who's
Greg
one of my big influences and inspirations nowadays. Contemporary artists that I've had the pleasure of going to Africa with and sitting with and in his studio.
Yeah,
You know.
great guy.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Okay, Akami on Twitch says, I've heard it can be helpful to do animation instead of illustration to get more pencil mileage faster. I think there's some truth to that.
Well, you're obviously doing more drawings, but I mean, as long as you're sitting there putting in the time in your studio or in your office or in your room or wherever it is that you're creating art, 8 hours of drawing, whether it's animation or illustration, is still 8 hours of drawing.
Renola on YouTube asks, Aaron, I'm thinking of doing a month of portraits of my favorite, portraits of my favorite artists as a sketch series. Would it
Yourself, just like Rembrandt.
Would it be okay if I include you?
Yes. I want to see. As long as you share them.
Yeah, tag us in them. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I want to see.
Or send them to support@CreatureArtTeacher.com. Then we'll for sure see it.
I want to see it for myself.
Sounds like the kids are out there killing each other.
Not the
Yeah, my brother and I had an unspoken rule not to hit each other in the face when we fought.
I think that's a general sibling rule.
Yeah. Oh, I knew siblings that
You hit somebody in the face,
They
you
beat
cross,
each other.
You hit somebody in the face, you're crossing the line into a different level of fighting.
Yeah.
That's not roughhousing or even.
No. I mean, my brother and I, we fought.
No. I get that.
But I had friends that it was a brawl.
Yeah,
they would beat the hell out of each other right in the face.
Like
Bloody noses, black eyes, the whole deal.
Yeah, that's not friends.
No.
Have you ever been too sad to draw, or do you find drawing therapeutic during those times?
Drawing is therapeutic. Yeah, there's times where your emotions will take over and kind of keep you from being creative in that way, for sure. But it also can be a savior.
Lord and Savior artwork.
If you're watching on TikTok, hit that share button. We're up to 70 people watching.
Hey,
Appreciate
70
it.
whole people.
Hey, it's been every little eyeball helps.
Yes.
Spread the word.
Mando Artisan says, "Hey, Aaron, cheers from Los Angeles."
Hey, how's it going,
California love.
And Mando has shared the live video.
The YouTube comment. Our rule when we fought, our only rule was no guns. We didn't,
Knives, yes.
and we didn't always follow that rule. Wow.
Yeah, that's my kind of fight.
Oh.
Don't forget the brass knuckles.
Violence is seldom the answer.
Violence is not always the answer.
But sometimes if your little brother is being a pain in the butt, I'm not going to say it's never the answer.
It's not always the answer, but it's kind of a necessity sometimes.
Question for Aaron. I got so inspired by your how to draw elephants, and you haven't drawn some in a while. So my
It's been a
question,
while. It's funny, I was drawing elephants last night.
yeah, my question is, will you still be drawing elephants?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
In fact, we might be doing a lot of drawing elephants soon.
Yeah.
A member of my art club saw Soroya's paintings in Madrid last week. Brought me back to when I saw them in Dublin.
I've never seen any real original Soroyas.
You almost have to squint. He was so good at depicting sunlight.
Oh, I know. It's amazing how pigment can be that bright. Like like you're not supposed to look at it. Like you're looking into the sun.
I remember because I grew up in the Maryland, Virginia, D.C. area, so we would go to the Smithsonian a lot because it's free and it's awesome, the National Gallery. And actually, I once went there and saw my great-great-grandfather's painting hanging up, AF Tate.
That's cool.
Had Arthur Fitzwilliam Tate, if you want to look him up. Goes by AF Tate. We went there to see that one time. But I remember as a kid kind of thinking that Jackson Pollock paintings were ridiculous.
No.
You know, like,
Yeah.
they're lame.
Yeah.
Especially because you see them in an
I think a lot of people think that until you see one.
Well, that's what I was just going to
Yeah.
say. Then I saw one in person, and first of all, they're way bigger than you think. And that's the hardest thing for people to wrap their head around
Yeah.
of any artwork is you see it in pictures and you don't get a sense of scale.
Yeah, because the opposite is like the Mona Lisa. You go to the Mona Lisa and it's a tiny little painting.
Yeah. But the Jackson Pollock paintings, first of all, back to your thing about things flattening out in photography.
Yeah.
The same thing is true
Absolutely.
of paintings. So the Jackson Pollock paintings, if you see them in person, they look like a void. Like they look like some sort of, I don't know, portal to another world. There's depth to them. They don't feel flat like they do, and you think, oh, anybody can do that. Trust me, they're way more impressive when you see them in person. Another example of that, one of my favorite paintings, I used to have a poster of it, is the Hallucinogenic Matador by Salvador Dali.
That's the size of a wall.
It's like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's the size of a two-story building. It's massive, and I finally got to see it because in St. Pete, Florida, there's a beautiful Salvador Dali museum.
Yeah.
If you ever get the chance to go, it's totally worth it.
Are you talking to me? I was going to say, because
The
I've been,
audience,
yeah.
audience. Have you been to it since they've redone it?
No,
the modern
I
one?
was there 25 years ago.
Yeah. Then I was there in the old museum, but I've been to the new museum also.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's a beautiful museum. They even did the architecture on the new museum is awesome because they made some of the walls feel like they're melting and stuff like that.
Wow.
Zero Connection wants to know: do you have a creature course on pangolins planned, or is
No.
is that too niche?
That is a little niche.
Well,
But I've drawn pangolins, and hopefully, if you take one of my courses, you'd be able to teach yourself to draw pangolins.
Are pangolins marsupials?
No,
They're not.
no.
Are you talking about penguins?
I think pangolins are more in the like armadillo type family, armadillo and anteater and all that. I think, I'm not sure. I'm gonna look them up. They're African.
How do you access the Discord server as a member? Just sub for your streaming membership.
When you go to the My Account page on the left-hand side, once you're logged into your account, you're at your like My Account dashboard. On the left-hand side, there is a link that says Discord, and you click that, and you'll be able to connect. And if you have any problems, shoot an email to support@CreatureArtTeacher.com, and we will help you out. We take great pride in our customer support. But yeah, so back to the Salvador Dali thing, I always had a poster of it, so I just assumed it was poster size. It meant, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my brain, that's the size of
Yeah,
that
you
piece.
go and you go, whoa, wait a minute.
Wow!
Wow, wow, wooey.
Wow! Wow! Woo!
Any advice for printmakers? I'm about to graduate with my BFA. Printmaking as a profession. Any advice on that?
I don't know the profession very well. Ronnie Williford,
Ronnie Williford, who's a teacher on our
he's a
website,
jack of all trades.
has an amazing press. He does etchings and all kinds of stuff. We've talked to him about doing a course on it. It's just such an expensive thing to get into
It really is.
that it'd be pretty niche in and of itself, but I still think it's information worth documenting and passing on.
Yeah.
Because not everything's about the money, Aaron.
It's
Right.
not. It's not. It's not.
But follow Ronnie Williford on Facebook. I think that's the best way to find him is his Facebook, Ronnie Williford. And his brother, Hollis Williford, was also a famous artist and sculptor and did printmaking as well.
Yeah.
And he could probably give you some insights into printmaking as a profession.
What's something such as animals, person, object do you favor less to draw?
Worms.
Worms.
I don't know. I think mechanical stuff.
Elysium Fox Art says on YouTube, what a lovely illustration. Did you go through different poses before settling on this one for the foxes?
Nope. I just drew it in.
Yeah, this was a Valentine's Day inspired drawing. So
Yep. I
hence-
just I had the inspiration of drawing them in the shape of a heart. So I drew a heart. And then I filled it in I drew a heart and filled it in with fox.
Gnarly with an E. on
Gnarly?
YouTube says, oh, hi, this is the first time I've caught you guys live. How's it going?
Hey, it's going great, eh?
So
And we really are live, clearly. I want to let people know who are just joining us. We are running our annual Valentine's Day sale. Go to CreatureArtTeacher.com. Use promo code ARTLOVE. That's all one word, ARTLOVE. And you can get an extra 35% off any course, brush set, photo pack, or even an annual membership, which by the way is already on sale. So that Art Love promo code brings it down to about its lowest possible price. So CreatureArtTeacher.com, use promo code ARTLOVE. We've got over 800 hours of art lessons to choose from.
And it's growing.
And growing. David Coleman is knee deep in shooting a new course for us. That's coming along great. We've got some other 3D animation courses in the works. We've got some courses planned for hybrid 2D, 2.5D they call it, combining 2D with 3D. We've got more animation courses from Aaron coming soon. More courses in sculpture coming from Tony Cipriano.
Without being too niche, what would you guys like?
Yeah, let us know.
I appreciate the pangolin suggestion, but that is a little niche.
Or we could do something on exotic animals.
I could do something on African animals for sure.
We definitely want to do primates and reptiles, so you don't have to put those on the list. But if you've got an idea for a course or a suggestion for a course that you'd like to know, it could be in any topic. Art, animation.
We already have a horses course.
We have a complete course on how to draw horses. I'll go to Creature Art Teacher or just search Aaron Blaze Horse Course. That'll come right up.
Is there a fantasy animal course?
Ooh, fantasy animal.
There's a creature design course, but not fantasy.
Yeah, I do have a creature design course, drawing, making up creatures.
But not like drawing Pegasus, or if that's what they mean, dragons.
Yeah, like Pegasus, Minotaurs, the classic.
You
fantasies.
could do those through my other animal drawing courses and the creature design course. You could, put that together. But it's a good idea.
How about a course on polar bears? We have a course on how to draw bears.
I do have a course on how to draw bears, which includes polar bears.
Polar bears are in it.
Maybe mountains, unless you already have that.
I don't have one that I've done on landscape specifically. We could do something on landscape.
We don't really have a landscape one in general. I mean, we've got painting in the field with Ronnie Williford, which is a great course, but it's landscape painting, but it's not creating environment or creating landscape, from imagination, anything like that.
Yeah.
Or like designing like an alien planet or something.
We've got environmental design. Doesn't Armand kind of cover a little bit of our environmental?
He has a course on a background painting, but it's literally one background painting, setting it up for how to do a background. It's not multiple environments. He does in his production design course, where he goes over props and production design. He does have some on environment in there, but it's very specific to that.
Yeah.
Because what he does in that course,
Remember that.
It's a great course. He's designing a specific environment for a specific story.
Shoe bills or vultures?
Shoe bills. Once again, niche.
Capybara. Chinchilla.
Sharks and ocean animals.
Yeah, actually, I want to do sea creatures for sure.
Sea creatures sounds fun.
Martin says woodworking for artists with Ronnie Williford.
Have you worked on bats?
No, but you know what? I might do a whole course on. That's a good idea. A course on comparative anatomy for artists. Where I talk, because that's a big thing that I talk about a lot. Is just how our parts are similar.
Dinosaurs. We have somebody in mind for that I do, by the way, I think we need to circle back to Aaron on that. I think I think we should reopen that conversation. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Several people have said that they have loved seeing Tim Hodges' oil paintings he's been doing. It'd be cool to get him to do an oil painting course.
Yes.
He's been doing a lot of really nice pet portraits and all kinds of stuff painted in oil.
All the fun stuff.
All in good time.
All the good times.
Platypus.
Platypus.
Robots.
Hyenas.
Mechanical stuff.
Manta ray.
A rigging course in 3D animation. That is on our list for sure. Erica wants more 2D effects animation. That's on our list too, Erica. I actually sent a...
How's it feel to want?
You literally asked them what they... Jerk. Kidding. I wanted to say I went to college for animation, and your anatomy course taught me so much valuable information that I didn't learn previously. Very grateful. Thank you for teaching us.
You are welcome.
Wolf, we already have a course on wolves, foxes, and coyotes.
Yeah,
Yep,
how to
we
draw
do.
wolves, coyotes, and foxes.
Go check it out.
Get it for 35% off. CreatureArtTeacher.com. Just at the top of the website, go under tutorials and lessons, and then click animal drawing courses. It's right there.
Claudia
For everyone else,
TikTok,
I'll post a link in the comments.
Claudia on TikTok says, watching you do little,
You okay?
scroll back. I had to scroll back up. Watching you do little streaks that causes the painting to just glow is like magic.
Yeah, so what I'm doing there is I created a layer over the top and I set it to overlay. And I grabbed a nice pure orange and I'm just putting like little streaks in there to vary up the purity of the color and just give it a lot of warmth. And it really adds life to the painting. Yeah, it's cool.
And by the way, that technique works in Procreate or other drawing
It does.
programs as
Yeah.
well. So that's not
anything that has blend modes with, overlay and
multiply
and all of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you blend.
Will it blend? It will.
Wasn't it hard to learn to do digital art?
It was hard. I shouldn't say it was hard. It just took time to learn to navigate what the software could do. I just apply my own drawing disciplines to it. So, I'm thinking the same way I would as if I was working traditionally, in the way that I'm thinking about light and dark and value, temperature and all of that. But it's just learning how to navigate the software.
Scott Campbell says, I'm really digging your daily draw series.
Oh, I'm glad you like that. It's
We're canceling it.
it's
No, just kidding.
It can't.
yes, I'm glad you like it. That was the last one. No, I love doing it. I've been having a hard time keeping up with it because all of a sudden we've gotten very, very busy.
You got too excited about it. You were like, I love this. And then you just went for it. We were like, get a few done. You're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, it's a matter of the other thing too is I want to get a few done. It's just that now all of a sudden we've got so many other commitments. I think once we get through February, I'll be able to. Once we get through 2025, then it's going to ease up.
And it's going to ease up, yeah. I just posted a link to our daily drawing playlist. You're on what, like 12 so far?
Yeah.
I think chugging right along. You can watch all the past ones if you don't know what we're talking about. It's been a lot of fun. And I'm joking, actually. Aaron's been amazing getting them done. I don't know how you find enough time in the day.
I find if I get up this morning, for whatever reason, my alarm went off. And I'm always up. As soon as my alarm goes off, I'm up and I'm in the shower and coming down. This morning, my alarm went off. And I only know that it went off because I checked it. I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning. And I was like, what? What just happened? And I checked my alarm and it went off. I rolled over and turned it off and went back to sleep.
That's rare for you, yeah.
I never, ever, ever do that.
Twitch comment, oh yeah, the daily draw series is amazing. I'm a little behind, but it's been fun to see everyone's renditions on the Discord server. Yeah. We have a daily drawing channel set up on our Discord server. So if you become a member or an annual member, you can post your drawings and follow along.
So now what I'm going to do is I want to go in and just kind of add a little texture. I got a dry brush right now.
Could you do more speed paints? At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while since Actually, you know what you can do? Go back and rewatch the stream. Just hit the fast forward button.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be just like.
I've always been confused about the term speed paints. So, is a speed paint someone that's painting fast, just doing something really quick, or is a speed paint a time lapse?
To be honest, it's both, and I've heard it interchanged. Technically, I think they're asking for the first version of what you said. I took it as time lapse, but I've heard the terms used interchangeably. No, I think a speed paint that they're probably asking about is like a 30-minute painting.
Yeah.
The quick draw style.
Yeah.
I think.
Like what I'm doing with the daily drawing.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And we have another person asking how to join the Discord server. I don't think I heard earlier.
If you become a member to our website, you can become a monthly or annual streaming member. Just go to CreatureArtTeacher.com. We've got a couple of plans to choose from, or you can become a lifetime member as well. As soon as you do that, you get access to our Discord server. Once you log into your account dashboard, there's a link for it right there. By the way, so the annual plan and the monthly streaming plan, just so you can understand the difference, the monthly streaming plan works like Netflix. You can stream all of our courses. You can stop and start at any time. You can cancel at any time. There's no contract, anything like that.
We're so much better than Netflix.
Yeah. But, and it's easier to browse our content.
Exactly.
Or you can do our annual plan, which gets you everything on the website currently on there, plus everything we release over the next 12 months. And with that plan, instead of just streaming, you also get to download the courses. So that's basically the main difference between the two. One's a monthly and one's an annual, but they've got some different perks. But both get you access to the Discord.
Traveling Artisan on TikTok says, my husband is stop motion animator Chuck Duke. He animated on Wes Anderson's Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Awesome.
Love that movie.
Great movie.
My favorite scene, because we always quote it in my house. It's not quoting really, but it's how sophisticated they are around the dinner table.
Oh,
But then when they go to eat,
Yeah.
they just become.
Well, your husband might know someone that I worked with named Elliot Deere. Maybe he might know him. I worked with on creating the Bear and the Hare commercial for John Lewis back in 2013. He was a Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think he was a model maker, or he may have been an animator too. I can't remember.
do you sell art books and learn how to draw like this too?
I sell. We don't have any instructional books yet, although we're in the midst of planning those. I do have an art of book that we can show. Right there it is.
Which is getting low in stock, by the way.
So this is my volume 2, The Art of Aaron Blaze. Unfortunately, volume 1 is sold out. So that's fortunate for us, unfortunate for anyone that wants to buy the volume 1. We may print it again, I'm not sure.
This is a 250-page coffee table hardcover book.
So it's full of all kinds of stuff. It's all digital, traditional, concept work, animal work, all kinds of stuff. So there you go.
If you go to CreatureArtTeacher.com/books, we are over 75% sold out of the book, and you can get signed copies at our website, CreatureArtTeacher.com/books.
Books.
And as Aaron mentioned with Volume 1, it's out of print, so there's no guarantee that Volume 2, either of them will go back into print. So if you want them, get them, because they might not be back.
So I'm just putting in some finishing touches. I'm pushing the heart shape here, putting a little red halo around characters.
Push it to the limit.
Take it to the
Take it To the limit.
One more time.
One more time.
Idiots.
Scott Campbell says, I used to do 60-second quick sketches on TikTok. It's a lot of fun. I always ask people what their favorite animal was, and then I would draw it for them on the spot.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you ever plan on working with Procreate?
No, I hate that guy. No, those people. I was thinking Proco.
Which he was joking, by the way.
I am joking. He knows I'm joking. First of all, I've worked with Procreate often, I should say.
Oh. And yes, we
And
will do
so,
more in the
yes.
future.
Matter of fact, if you go to our YouTube channel, you will find a penguin piece of animation called Dream that I did for Procreate when they created their new animation software for iPad, Procreate Dreams.
Is it a flying penguin?
It's a flying penguin.
And you can get Aaron's Procreate Dreams course for an extra 35% off if you use promo code ARTLOVE at CreatureArtTeacher.com.
Juju baby world. I thought Aaron was about to spill some art beef tea.
Yeah, people always do draw off art battles. We're going to do cage match draw battles.
Yeah.
Broco and Aaron in the ring, in the squared circle.
As they draw to the death, brother. Only this Saturday.
I'm always been told to use reference. Is it possible to get a visual library without having to use reference?
Well, where does that library come from?
You have to draw from life.
So it's either drawing from life, which is reference, or you use photographic reference, which will also fill your visual library, video reference, any of that. But yeah, if you don't know a subject, don't make it up. Find your reference. Do the work.
In our awesome visual development and production design course by Armand Serrano, which you can get for 35% off the promo code ARTLOVE, he talks about drawing a bicycle.
Yeah, when he did that, I thought that was a great example.
Yeah, he talks about, you probably think you can draw a bicycle out of your head, and sure, you can draw something that looks like a bicycle.
Everybody knows, they think they know what a bicycle looks like.
But do you really have the handlebars in the right place? Do you have the way the pedals
How
go?
is the frame built?
Yeah, like without reference and about really drawing a bicycle from actually, like, this is a real bicycle, you're going to make up something that's like a bicycle, but it's not going to be believable. It's the difference between cheap animation and well done animation.
Yeah.
Now that's not saying, and Aaron says this all the time, you don't have to be a slave to the reference. You can push it, and Armand talks about this on the course. But you have to know the real thing before you can push it and then abstract it for the look of your world.
Yeah.
Just making stuff up to make it up, it never works. It feels cheap, and
It looks made up.
yeah.
How do you learn animal anatomy? I struggle with human anatomy already.
How do I learn animal anatomy? Take a
Observing.
guess. I draw a lot of animals, and I've always loved drawing animals. I've done it all my life, and that's how I've done it. So it's like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get. I'm going to do over there.
I'm going to post a link to Armand Serrano's visual development course in the comments. Make sure you check it out because it is an amazing course.
He's a pretty nice guy.
He's an amazing guy.
He's all right.
And
He's pretty
the link
cute.
I'm gonna post has that instant 35% off coupon attached to it. So
He's like so cool, guys.
I heard that Hayao Miyazaki intentionally doesn't use reference when he designs characters so that they come out a little wonky and more stylized. So he must have a rich brain library. Well, yes, because he's drawn a lot. Aaron doesn't use reference every time he sits down to draw something because he's already built up a visual library of reference. Now, I guarantee you, even Miyazaki goes back at the end if he's trying to get a certain piece of costume right or a belt buckle. You know, there's just certain things that, how does it really look? How does a kilt look? You know, what does it really look like? You know,
Well, that was random. A kilt.
it was just the belt. I was picturing those furry belts that they wear, the Scottish belts.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what those are called at the moment.
A little sash.
Do you have courses on design principle, ergo large and medium and small shapes and things like that? Yes, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
David Coleman's courses cover a lot of it. Shape language and design language. I'll post a link as well.
Char asks, how was Creature Art Teacher founded, and how many years have you made these courses?
I was working for Digital Domain, and they went bankrupt. And I decided I didn't want to go back to the big studios. I was ready for a big change in my life. And I was thinking about Glenn Keane, who was my mentor, and how much information I had learned from him, and Mark Henn, and all the wonderful animators I've worked with in the past. And YouTube was, getting started, and there was this ability to share on a global scale. And I thought, you know what, if I can share what I've learned over the last, at the time it was 25 years, I could give young people starting in the industry an advantage that I didn't have when I started out. And that was the inspiration behind it. And and I had just met Nick. And so we started talking, and I started it, on my own, but then realized really quickly that the website I had wasn't nearly what I needed it to be.
Instantly, I made such a great impression. You were like, I need this person to be my brother-in-law one day.
Exactly. Exactly. And so, and so that's how, Nick and I started working together. And here we are, 12 years later.
And to add to that, over time, we've added tons of other teachers, and they're all industry professionals or experienced teachers, people that have taught at a college level or are actively working at the industry, oftentimes both. We've got Emmy winners, Oscar nominees, Oscar winners. We've got all kinds of directors. We've really tried to flesh out the library and offer stuff that is high quality because, another big part of our philosophy has always been, if we make great lessons and we price them affordably and help the most people possible, that's what we would want to get as a customer.
Yep.
And we also figured, the reality is art school, there's some wonderful art schools in the world, but especially ones in the US are extremely expensive.
Yeah, and that really grinds my gears.
And it's just not attainable for people from certain lower economic countries or places to ever attend those places. So we wanted to try to offer that level of content.
No one should leave college with 5-figure or 6-figure debt. So, we wanted to be, at least a supplemental outlet for people to get their art education.
And now that we've been doing this going on 12 years or 13 years or whatever it is, we've had a lot of people, it's started to come full circle where we've had a lot of people say that, hey, I started taking your courses and I was able to get a job in the industry. We've had lots of that. And that's been really gratifying.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you're one of those people, email us. We love hearing those stories, and maybe we'll do something with you one day to highlight you and your art and your career. We'd love to do that sort of stuff.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
So if you're watching this and you've taken our courses and you're working in the industry and we played even a small part of that you want to shine a light on, let us know.
Let it snow.
Let it snow.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Oh, did you push the color a little?
Yep.
A little more, yeah.
I've been going in and pushing color and just adding little details. Happy Valentine's, everybody.
Kai Guy says, or Key Guy, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, says, also, I never knew that foxes didn't have white in their eyes. The more you know.
Bing, bing, bing.
It's also nice that Twitch comment. It's also nice that people can enjoy an art education without having to have the intention to pursue a career. Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Exactly. Yeah, you should be able to do it as a hobby, and you can definitely afford that with us.
And that's completely valid. I mean, it's art is, knowledge is to be shared, not locked away in a box somewhere that you can only get to because you've got enough money. No whiskers? Someone asks.
It's funny. I'm drawing it right now.
One more thing.
I'm drawing. No, I haven't even gotten to that, but I'm adding that last detail is whiskers. I'm putting whiskers on him. I'm not going to put whiskers on her. I might put maybe a little something, something.
Hey guys, greetings from Chile. Hey Chile, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. It's always fun.
I love Santiago. Nick and I have been to Santiago a couple of times.
We have been.
We had food poisoning together in Santiago. That was fun.
I thought it was going to be warmer. I thought it was going to be warmer when we got there, but in the end, I found it to be a little chilly.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. You're fired.
Lake Geneva.
Wait,
I can't fire my partner, can I?
I thought it was. I thought it was Brazil where we got the food poisoning.
No, that was Chile because I remember. Oh no,
It was Brazil.
it was Brazil. You're right.
Yep.
I was thinking about the hotel, and now I put the hotel in my brain, and that was in Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. Yep.
Juju Baby World says, I'm watching from the Bay Area in California.
Sitting by the dock of.
Canada,
Oregon,
Switzerland.
Madison, Wisconsin, I think it is? WI, Wisconsin, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's wait.
Wait. Portland, Oregon. The
Latvia.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
From Tess.
All right, let's
Arizona?
experiment while I'm going to grab some really deep red and just put it to overlay and just see what it does. Let's just see what it does. This is our world.
2 Wisconsins. Whoop, whoop. And the Netherlands. Very
Oops.
nice.
Got to set that to. Oh, it is on overlay.
And the beach.
That's too
cities.
much. That's too much.
It's just too much. It is way too red.
Yeah.
My cousin always gives me a hard time that I stopped drawing. Might get back into it. Do it.
Do it.
Cosmo on TikTok shared our live stream. Thanks, Cosmo.
You know what? I know I said that they don't have whites in their eyes, but I'm going to just try something.
Cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there a way to see this from the beginning? TikTok question. I don't know if you can restart the stream on TikTok, but traveling artisan on TikTok. If you go to our YouTube channel, which is Aaron Blaze Art, once we're done streaming, this full video will be there. I don't know if you can I know you can upload the live at the end, but I don't know if you can like rewind it.
You like that better? Let me see.
Thank you everybody for sharing the
kinda
live
like it
stream
better.
and whatever platform you're on. Hit those like buttons and subscribe buttons and heart buttons and thumbs up buttons and buttons of that nature.
Button. Who's got the button?
Button. Who's got the button?
Buttons.
What movie is that?
Do not know.
Alice in Wonderland. It's Twiddly Dee and Twiddledum. Twiddledoo and Twiddledoo.
Ooh,
You know what's funny is I like the Disney Alice in Wonderland, but my favorite Alice in Wonderland as a kid growing up was in the 1980s. There was a two-part TV special,
Oh, really?
and Sammy Davis Jr. played the caterpillar.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
That was my favorite Alice in Wonderland as a kid. It had all the television actors from the day, played all the, like, Carol Channing was in it. And, like,
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
yeah, it was like, and yeah, they did both. They did Alice in Wonderland, and then they did Through the Looking Glass with
Through the Wookiee glass.
Through the Wookiee glass with the Jabberwocky.
Mando Arson says Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton is my favorite.
Yeah. I love Tim Burton. Don't get me wrong. And the first movie is good. The second one is rough, but the first one it's good. Tim Burton, I gotta say, last several years I think has been on a little bit of a just hasn't been connecting with the stuff as much. Although I like Wednesday. I love Big Fish. Big Fish is a great movie.
All right, I think I'm done. I'm just going to call it. I can just keep noodling this and noodling it to death.
1985 was the TV miniseries I'm talking about. And it had the little girl from Poltergeist. I'm pretty sure it was Alice.
I feel like I've seen that before. Like back when I was in the Buena Vista, like watching it after school hours.
Sally Struthers was in it.
Oh my God.
Sherman Hemsley, I forgot about that. He played the Dormouse. Yeah, the cast was like a who's who of 1970s and 80s. Like,
Doggone it, I just found one more thing.
Red Buttons. The girl was not from Poltergeist. She was the voice of Jenny and Oliver and Company.
Oliver! Oh, Oliver!
Yeah, that's Alice, I guess, right? Anybody else watch the 1985 Alice in Wonderland? Let me know.
All right, now I've got my nice, cool, reflected light in his fur. I feel better now.
Catamount wants to know, don't red foxes have black/brown on their noses?
They do a little, but I just kind of kept it a little simpler. But there is a little bit coming off their noses on the sides. They do.
Scott Campbell just sent us a donation through YouTube. Thank you, Scott.
Hey,
That's
thanks,
really
man.
nice. Really appreciate it. Would you still recommend that animators strive to work at Disney nowadays?
I say strive to work wherever you want to work.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with working
Yeah.
at Disney. It's a great company.
Disney's a great company.
It's
I have nothing bad to say about working at Disney.
My advice would be don't have tunnel vision for Disney and Pixar. That
Yeah.
was one thing that a lot of people would have tunnel vision on getting a job at those two companies. And then if that didn't happen, they would like lose their whole sense of self-worth.
Yeah.
There's so many, we go back to the conversation we were talking about earlier about animation being in a down slump. In some ways, there's more opportunity now than there's ever been. There's more studios, there's smaller studios, there's commercial production, there's Netflix, there's Sony, there's DreamWorks, there's that's just major studios. There's overseas studios. There's more content in the animation medium being produced now than has ever been produced. So, there are opportunities.
Just got to find them.
John McClain wants to know, Dustin, can you please do your Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Why would you want to hear that? Sounds stupid.
They're saying they can't hear you.
Oh, I can't.
My light is blinking. I wonder if this one is going on.
Uh-oh.
I think these didn't charge.
I wonder if there's something.
They both said,
Station looks like it's charging.
yeah, but they both said low battery.
Oh, transmitter?
Oh, you know what? It's blinking. Oh, it's this.
Oh, the transmitter?
That's what it is. It's the receiver died.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Guess you're gonna have to talk real loud.
Is that me? I don't need to, right? I'm good.
Projection.
You're good.
There we go. Okay, I'm done.
I'll just speak into your lapel. Excuse me.
Come on, do it. Ah.
All right, there is our image for the day.
Yay.
Take me off of there, Dustin. So there it is, folks. Our lovely
Lovely.
foxes.
I think we should make some prints of this.
I'm all for it if you want to do it. Sure.
I think so.
Go to CreatureArtTeacher.com, sign up for our newsletter, which you can sign up for by going to CreatureArtTeacher.com/news. You'll also get a bunch of freebies, and we will notify you as soon as this print is available to order. We'll make signed copies available too. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. I'll sign them. I'll sign the heck out of them.
I'll do it.
He knows his name, and he can even write it in cursive.
In cursive.
There you go. CreatureArtTeacher.com, everybody. Don't forget, we've got our annual Valentine's Day sale going on. Use promo code ARTLOVE, that's all one word, and get an extra 35% off any course, brush pack, photo pack, or annual membership plan. We've got brand new courses from Jeff Shue, Kevin Dieters, and Aaron Blaze, all out now, as well as new courses from Woody Woodman and Dustin Blaze. Go to CreatureArtTeacher.com, use promo code ARTLOVE, and get an extra 35% off. Join our newsletter.
Oh, there you go, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly had fun. I always do. Anytime I get to draw.
It was a blast.
I'm a 57-year-old kid. I love to draw.
We've been live for, what, 2 hours we started it out?
2.5 hours. Yep, this is a 2.5-hour image. For those of you interested.
Can we call it?
Let's call it.
All
I'm
right,
calling it finished.
Have a happy Valentine's Day. Have a great weekend.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Treat your Valentine well every day of the year, but especially today.
Treat everybody well.
Yes. How about that?
How about that?
He's still drawing.
I'm still drawing.
One more
If
thing.
you allow me to keep drawing, I'm
One
going
more
to keep
thing.
drawing.
We can't end it because he's still drawing.
One more thing.
All right, you guys, have a great one. And we won't be around next Friday.
Because we're going to be at Animation Y'all.
Animation, y'all. We're going to be up in Nashville, Tennessee.
And Animation Y'all, as well as the Snow Bear screening, are sold out. There might actually be 1 or 2 tickets left to the Snow Bear.
Yeah, if you want to join us, go check the. I'm not sure you'll be able to do it because it is looking like it's sold out. But hopefully, everyone that wants to see us in Nashville is going to be able to see it.
I emailed Tom and Tony and said, anytime you had a second stream.
I know we might have to do that. That'd be nice. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really had a great time. There's your heart, our little Foxy themed Valentine's. Have a great rest of your weekend. Go on out there and put some beauty back in the world and be nice to somebody. Put your shopping cart away, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you not next week, but the week after. We'll be back.
Bye bye, everybody.